Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gashi Skyman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. If Parliament is going to clear Kamau Thuge, this country is gone. If Parliament is going to create Kamau Thuge, hii inchi imeenda. If Parliament is going to clear Kamau Thuge, who was the former PS Treasury, this is a strong indication that William Samoei Ruto's intention is not to clean this country. William Samoei Ruto's intention will be very clear to all, and I believe even the international community is going to rise against this man. For those of you who recall the history of this country, Kamau Thuge has issues of integrity. Kamau Thuge was associated with Aror and Kimwanero Dam. And this is a man who has been appointed by William Samoei Ruto to be vetted in Parliament to be the governor of Central Bank. The governor of Central Bank plays a very important role as far as the economy of any country is concerned. The governor of Central Bank controls the financial policies, the economic policy of any country. Though we know that William Samoei Ruto is desperate of people who have a lot of knowledge with the treasury, we also believe that when it comes to matters of integrity, Chapter 6 is very, very important as far as you are concerned. Chapter 6 of our Constitution, the framers of our Constitution, had very good intentions that those who occupy big offices or those who hold public offices must be beyond reproach. They must be beyond suspicion like Caesar's wife. But what are we seeing? We are seeing a man who has been accused of corruption, the man who was mentioned by the Director of Public Prosecution and later turned into a state witness. And what we can say is that if this man has been linked to Kimwanero and Aror Dam, and this is something that was tainted by corruption, this is one of the projects that was financed by the Israeli government, fully financed by the Israeli government, but somebody convinced Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta that it was half funded by the Israeli government. The government of Kenya was to have to fund the rest of the half. But it turned out that vile ambavyo walikuwa wanafanya ni kuiba pesa, wizi wa pesa ambao ulikuwa ukifanyika hapa. Again, corruption issues should carry a very big part when it comes to appointment in public offices. Kwa sababu tunajua kwamba nchi hii sasa tunavyoongea ni nchi ambayo inapoteza zaidi ya shilingi bilioni 2.5 kila siku kutokana na ufisadi. And if William Samoei Ruto can dare to appoint Kamau Thuge, then it tells you that maybe he does not take the issue of corruption very seriously. Even the way that he dealt with the KEMSA guys, the way he hounded out of office the principal secretary in the Minister of Health, then it tells you that this is just musical chairs. This is just trying to play with the intelligence of Kenyans. Kwamba he does not mean business. Again, when you look at it, you know, William Samoei Ruto was also mentioned, and together with Henry Koskei, who was the CS Treasury. And you see, because Kamau Thuge was there, then this means that William Samoei Ruto is rewarding people who are very corrupt. William Samoei Ruto anamzawadi mtu ambaye hafai kuwa anazawadiwa, mtu ambaye anafaa kuwa katika mahakama akijibu mashtaka ambayo yanahusiana na shutuma ambazo zilikuwa pale. We know that he was not convicted. Yes, we are not doubting that. We are not doubting that he's a doctor as far as finance is concerned. We are not doubting that he's very competent. But now when it comes to the issue of integrity, where do we put chapter 6? Do we suspend chapter 6 of our constitution? Ndio baadhi ya watu wachaguliwe? The fact that Kamau Thuge comes from Kiambu and is a Kikuyu does not mean that it is only the Kikuyus or the people from Kiambu or forever who can replace Governor Joroge. Kile ambacho tunajua ni kwamba the office is vacant. We know very well that they are competent Kenyans. There are many Kenyans who tunajua kwamba wanaweza kuongoza nchi hii na pia wakaongoza benki kuu ya Kenya na nchi ikaendelea vizuri, kwa sababu na tukapata manufaa mengi ambayo tumekuwa tukitarajia. But now when you bring somebody who has been tainted with corruption, what are you telling Kenyans? What are you telling the world? Again, Kenya Kwanza is now rewarding crime, if you ask me. Kenya Kwanza is in bed with the people who are very corrupt. And one thing that is very clear with Kenya Kwanza government is it doesn't take the issue of integrity very seriously. It doesn't take. When you look at it, even when you look at the cabinet and the PSs who are appointed in William Samoei Ruto's government, some of them had cases, some of them murder cases indeed. And we saw the cases being dropped. So what message are we getting? What message are we getting from William Samoei Ruto and his administration? Kusema ukweli, hili jambo ambalo halifai hata kidogo. Again, it also raises the issue of trust. Trust is very, very important. Is this a man who can now be trusted with the coffers, the national coffers? Ni mtu ambaye kweli anaweza kutegemewa, ni mtu ambaye anaweza kuaminika. Again, the issue of perception is very, very important. Perception is key even when it comes to financial market. Trust is also very, very important. Is this one person who can attract investors? Are investors going to come to Kenya, or are they going to run away? Going by what we are seeing today, going by what yale mambo ambayo sasa yamekuwa kijitokeza, are the investors going to flock in Kenya? I highly doubt with this kind of situation. And does the World Bank approve this? And IMF, kwa sababu tunajua kwamba unapoangalia William Samoei Ruto, jambo moja ambalo linajitokeza wazi ni kwamba he is relying so much on the advice of the Central Bank and World Bank and IMF. Ukweli ambao tunajua. Again, when you look at this issue, we know that it is not impunity that should work prevailing in this country. Because you see now, by appointing Dr. Kamau Thuge as the governor of Central Bank, it tells you that impunity, ndio sasa inaongoza. Impunity has a big place in William Samoei Ruto's government. And when this is happening, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, remember to like this video as we proceed. Remember also to leave a comment here as we proceed. As we continue, by the way, the price of sugar has hit about 220 Kenya shilling. And this is scaring in my view. This has never happened again. This has never happened before. So wakati ambapo unasikia Wakenya wakilia, kusema ukweli wana haki ya kulia, kwa sababu kama sukari imepanda hivi, kama bei ya sukari, sasa sukari hainunuliki, sijui watu vile watafanya. And again, this is also happening when the fuel prices is also very high. Remember, it is only yesterday that the price of fuel hit sky high. Tukaona kwamba wale watu ambao wanaumia sana ni watu wa mikokoteni, watu wa bodaboda, mama mboga, ndiye sasa nazidi kuumia zaidi na zaidi. I don't know what is happening to this country, because even hiyo uga ya shilingi 150 mimi sijaiona, sijui kama wewe umeiona, kwa sababu the country is hurting. And if there is a time that Kenyans are called to stand up for their country, it is now. If the history of this country will be written, I believe that Kenyans need to be counted. And I believe if things continue the way they are going, I think we are likely to find ourselves in a very, very difficult situation. Very, very difficult situation. Kwa sababu mambo yanazidi kuwa magumu. Maisha yanazidi kuwa magumu kwa kila mtu, hususan mtu wa kawaida. Na when you now bring people who are tainted with corruption, what are you telling us? And why hasn't William Samoei Ruto even appointed a hustler as he promised? Hata mmoja hatujaona. Kile ambacho tumeona ni kwamba watu wanajishika tama hivi, watu wanaoboleza, watu wanalia. And I know that many people are going to say that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is the one who had made a mistake by accusing him politically, accusing Kamau Thuge politically. But that is not the case. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta meant well for this country. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta did what he could be able to do. And I believe, if you are here, you believe, you agree with me, that it was better during Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's time. And that is my take. Please, may you have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.